Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and all the other obligatory comments. We're going to get right into the video today because Atlantic has issued a statement regarding the Sentry Arms AB2 contractor rifles that they have been selling. Bud's Gun Shop, Aim Surplus, and Atlantic has been selling these. I'm going to go over mine, show you the headspace and what the chamber looks like, and kind of go from there. Now, Atlantic issued a statement this morning, maybe 35-40 minutes ago, stating that some of the examples that they have sent out have shown modification to the breech and the chamber, and if you examine your rifle, examine it first before you shoot it, and do not shoot it if it appears that the breech or the chamber has been modified, that it's unsafe. They'll issue an RMA immediately, send it back to them, they'll give you a full refund. Now, I don't know if any of the other companies that sold these are issuing statements or warnings about that, but Atlantic is, and they do say in the statement that not all rifles are going to be affected. For example, mine luckily is not. Now, when I got mine in, it was completely filthy. The first thing that I did was clean out enough of the gunk, the grease, the grime, a lot of carbon to be able to check it for headspace. Now, when I did that, I did completely tear down the bolt and check the headspace appropriately with a field go, no-go gauge. And I'm not going to do that on camera because it would be a little bit longer of a video. The second thing I did is my stock was extremely loose. Now I probably went the opposite direction and it's a little too tight. So removing the components that I need to check the headspace, I'm using climber gauges here. So we're going to go ahead with the no-go gauge first, crack it open just a little bit and drop the no-go gauge because you're doing it on camera and it's awkward as fuck. But throwing the no-go gauge in there supported by the extractor, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys on camera. It's not closing. Headspace is good. Now that doesn't mean that the breech has not been modified. It does not mean that the feed ramps have not been fucked. But what it means is that it's in headspace. So we're going to go ahead and check it with a go gauge to see if it closes on the go gauge. So again, doing this awkwardly on camera, we'll go ahead and get the go gauge in there, show you guys that there is in fact a gauge in there, and she closes. Alright, so now to make this a little bit easier on camera, I'm going to show you guys so there's my breech. You can see that the feed ramp, it hasn't been modified, but it does have some chattering marks on it, which this gun still feeds the way that it is, but my breech is fine. Throwing around in here, you can see that the round is clearly supported by the chamber, and you can see that the hammer, these are Tapco G2 trigger groups. You can see that the hammer does have its typical wear. Going to the bolt carrier group, no modifications anywhere on that. The peening on the tail has stopped at this point, and it is where it is, and I'm not worried about any more, any further issues with the bolt. Again, in my opinion, at this point, this gun is safe to shoot. The feed ramp does need to be polished out a little bit. Outside of that, the chamber has not been modified on this example. Mine is missing the rear detent as they described in the video for the grenade launcher to help hold the dust cover in place. I am going to replace that. My gas tube inside had a lot of carbon buildup. Once I got most of that out, there is some corrosion within the gas tube. My sights are not canted, checked with a laser level, as well as even out of the box. The sight is maybe slightly pushed to the left, but it is a very negligible amount. Really won't know, but I think the gun is going to be able to be zeroed. So that is not necessarily a review, but a safety notification that check your fucking gun before you shoot it. The cat on Reddit that originally brought this to my attention yesterday morning at about 6 a.m. is when I saw the thread, maybe 6:30, but he showed his chamber. The casing was completely unsupported, and the gun just was definitely not safe to shoot. He had said that he was going to go ahead and send it. However, I followed the thread for about 24 hours before deciding to make a video, and I had a lot of my friends reach out because I posted this gun on Instagram telling me, hey, look, man, you got to be careful and inspect it, and I really appreciated all their concern and comments. But, you know, if you shoot AKs for a while, definitely, or if you're going to get into AKs, definitely buy a set of go, no-go gauges. Make sure they're the right spec. There are a couple different ones, SAMI being one, to make sure that the headspace is intact or in check. But I think mine's good to go. I'm going to take some 600 grit and polish out that feed ramp a little bit, but it is feeding right now. I used dummy rounds as well as live rounds to, you know, make sure that it was going to feed and chamber the way that it was, and I think I'm good to go. Thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, burning desires, or just want to talk shit in the comment section. It's all fun for me. Again, Atlantic has issued, if you bought one of these, has issued a statement. They will email you an RMA and send you the gun immediately, or they will let you send the gun back immediately for a full refund. I have no idea about the other two companies, but if you bought one from the other companies, contact them if your gun is, if you're uncomfortable with the gun, or if it looks like it has been modified in any way. Contact them immediately. Don't try to shoot it and just fuck around and find out. It's not a good time with an AK or any gun, to be honest. This video may be removed because I broke the gun down on camera, but this is 110% for safety and to show you guys what to look for. And luckily my chamber and my gun has not been modified. But check your gun out if you bought one. Actually, if you have any AK, check the Headspace occasionally. It's always a good idea. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.